Welcome back to the Reggies podcast. You're here with two blokes who could have been anything but chose to have fun instead. The big G is on night shift tonight, Tommy, so you and I take the reins.
Yep.
And I believe he has sent in a little recording for us to start with. So
yeah, I reckon he'd be off it that you spoke before him too.
yeah, he is probably dirty.
Yeah.
He probably asked to have it straight off the bat, but we get priority, mate. We're at the desk. You're in his chair.
What are you going to do? I farted in it too.
Yep, he did. Multiple times.
Right, let's hear
from him.
G'day, boys. Apologies, can't be there this week. All good. I'll be back for the Punch Show Friday. I just got a little something I'm keen to hear the boys' opinion on, and anyone else who wants to chime in with their 2 cents. Especially you, Jace, because I know you watch a bit of Premier League soccer, mate. So it's about celebrating against your old team or a team that you've played for in the past. Now, in the Premier League, I know that most players, unless there's really bad blood between the player and the team, if they score a goal for their new team against their old team, they don't really celebrate, especially if they're at the old team's home ground in front of the old team's fans who used to cheer for them or etc. I'm a big fan of that. I like it. I think it's very respectful against the fans, against clubs, that the club that might have given you a lot in your career. Zach Lomax, I know he would have been G'd up. The Eels have just got their first win. They've been heavily criticised in the first part of the year, but he really, really carried on in front of his old team, who he decided to leave. And then Luke Parker, man, for North Melbourne against the Swans. Now, he played 293 games for the Swans, won a premiership there, won best and fairest there. And yes, Luke Parker gave the Swans a lot, but the Swans gave Luke Parker everything. They give him a start in the AFL. They gave him everything for 293 games, however many seasons that is. And he carried on like a fuckwit. So, I don't know. I think that you owe it to your former fans and your former club that you've played 290 plus games for, who give you everything, to be a bit more respectful, I think.
I am in agreement with him to an extent, because the Luke Parker one, yes. If you're
I don't know anything about that, to be honest.
A club legend and you've played near 300 games and someone you've played for your whole life and you've gone to North as retirement, I'm not a big fan of the big over-celebrating. It's not something that grinds my gears, but I don't think it's, like, necessary. You don't have to. A lot of the times in soccer, in Europe and England, they kind of overdo it, I think, in terms of the respect. They'll score a goal against a team that they played one season for, or they're on a fucking loan for, and they do like this thing where they're like, no, I'm not going to
See, that's gay as fuck.
I agree.
Because are you committed to this club, or are you still with the old club cunt?
And there's definitely context.
Because I'm like, I think it can't. This isn't a black and white thing.
Nah,
because someone could have played their whole career there. They've ended mutually, and they're going to play for some shitty team or something, and they end up versing them, and they're like, "Look, I'm not going to flare up."
Yeah.
But like Zach Lomax, he was getting pounded at the fucking other team.
Yeah.
He comes over, he's lost all year, and he slots a field goal.
Yeah,
He'd be pretty pumped up. Like, I'm just going. I think it depends on the situation, but
100%.
If I was a coach for that team, I'll be like, what are you still fucking with the Dragons, cunt?
There's
Or
definitely-
you're an eel. Like,
yeah.
come on, motherfucker.
Definitely context to it. Lomax he's played for Dragons for a few years now, but Golden Point field goal, he's allowed to be pumped up for that, I think.
Dude.
That's
Everyone's
definitely got
pumped.
context.
Everyone's pumped
Luke
up.
Parker, you were losing against Swans, and
What was he layering?
He was layering. He's kicked a goal around his body, and he's done the full big pump up, and they were losing to Sydney at the time. And you're playing for North Melbourne, like, not really a game that has significance. That is like, yeah, you know what? Fair enough. That was a bit of a carry on, I think. But yeah, there's definitely context to it, depending on how long you've played for that team.
Yeah, and how you left too. Like, imagine if the club shit on you, you'd be fucking giving them the finger.
100%. There was one context of just utter shit housery in soccer. Emmanuel Adebayor, he played for Arsenal.
Yeah.
And he moved to Manchester City. So they were playing Arsenal at home.
Mm.
He scored a goal, and the away end where all the Arsenal fans have sat, he has ran to the other end of the field and done a big knee slide in front of them.
Yeah,
there wasn't really bad blood there, and it just is instantly just made bad blood from it. And when it's not my teams, I'm kind of like, that's kind of funny.
I suppose, like, I think about it, and this is why it's not black and white, because, like, Calliope Roosters grew up playing for them and that. If I just went and played for Valleys or something, it's not like I'd score a try in the corner in front of the pig pen at Calliope and salute the crowd.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I understand that, but at a professional level, when you're getting fucking paid millions a lot of the time, you're fully committed to that team. And you want to win against any cunt, no matter what.
And there's also a difference between celebrating on purpose, like you see a bit of fucking shit areas, like Jack Ginnivan celebrating in front of Collingwood fans. Gropes has left this out. If he's not a fan of it, Ginnivan is one of Hawthorn's most prominent players, and he loves celebrating in front of the Collingwood fans because there was bad blood when he sort of left, and he's all about being cheeky in that. And I'm a fan of it to a point. When if it was my club, though, I would be probably a bit pissed off.
See, I never seen or knew about the soccer thing and the respect with different clubs. So I suppose if you've seen that all happening, and then you can put it into perspective. But yeah, let us know what you think in the RLC about that
and
one.
any good times that you can think of that you've seen it and that are notable that we've missed.
But for me, man, I feel like if you have moved on from a club and you've signed up to a new club, you're getting paid, you're expected to have full effort and faith into that club. I just think, well, fucking, that's your club.
Yep, 100%. If you're there, the one that pisses me off.
But layering up, like, to take the piss is different than just being so excited with your team.
I'd argue
it's two different celebrations.
It annoys me more when someone has played for a club for 6 months or 12 months for a fucking loan period or one season there, and then they're like overly respectful. Like, no, guys, like that was my former club. It's like, fuck off, cunt. They don't mean that much to you.
Well,
that club needs to have a certain significance for you to be over respectful. Cheer for your team.
Well, if you're rooting a chick, right?
This would be a good analogy.
And you're with them for, 6 months, and you move on to a new woman. Have you got to be respectful to your ex whenever you're out and not celebrate? Like, do you not put a photo on Instagram with your missus out of respect for your previous partner?
Actually a great analogy.
It is. No, you fucking don't. Move on to your new missus.
No, you're going to celebrate and you're going to be happy. You're not going to say to your missus, nah, babe.
We shouldn't go to dinner there. I think she'll be there.
Yeah, my ex-missus I dated like a few years ago,
she was a great route.
Yeah.
We just got to...
You're not. You're having a great fat old time with your new missus.
That's
you're not even looking in the fucking rearview mirror.
You don't. You leave it. So I think that's how we finish the chat.
Yes. End it on that.
End it.
Yeah,
that's how it goes.
Let us know your thoughts, but
fucking oath. Good talking point, Groper.
We do have a bit more in store for this episode. Obviously, we got the NRL. We'll recap the round. The AFL, you got Gather Round coming up as well, so that's a big one.
Yep.
Our team's going head to head to start the round, Tommy.
Fucking oath.
And yous are coming back with a bit of a vengeance this week.
Yeah, after our absolute grubbing.
Yeah, it was, mate, wasn't it? UFC this weekend. Volk is back.
Go.
And we've got a bit of golf with the Masters kicking off this Thursday night here in Oz. Captain of the week, as usual, CTC.
Bit of boxing, mate. Timmy Zoo.
Well, yep.
It's all fucking happening, bro. But how was your weekend first?
Good. I'm actually out of the nest at home.
Yeah.
Me and Mole have moved out. We've moved into our first new place.
Well done, mate.
So, yeah, a bit of a stepping stone, but yeah, it feels good to have the own space. Everything went smooth with the moving.
Are you in there now?
In there now.
How'd you go with buying your first sort of lot of like washing machines, beds? One bed, I suppose.
Yeah, well, there was a fair bit of furniture that we got to bring in. The oldies were palming off and that, and they definitely helped out, with like a few move-in gifts and that. But yeah, definitely had to open up the bank account a bit over the weekend. But
it's it adds up, doesn't it? Like
it
for
really
all
does.
Like if even just shit like all your kitchen utensils.
Mate, you don't even think about shit like you'll be halfway through cooking your first meal and you're like, I didn't grab a fucking grater. Or where's that certain style spatula? And you're just like, fuck.
Nah, but good on you, mate. It's an exciting time. And it's fucking, once you do it, you think, how the fuck didn't I have my own space before?
Yeah.
Even though, like, you love your oldies, man.
Oh,
and it's great. It's just something that thing of independence, right? It's like
absolutely
the feeling when you get your peas again, where you're like, oh,
Yeah.
Just fucking do what I want.
Yeah, I can just drive around all the time. I get home after we properly
You can
had
drive
everything.
around naked at home
Yeah,
all the time.
I can just walk into the kitchen naked if I want. Who's going to stop me?
Yeah. No, good on you, mate.
That fucking after you got all the shit moved in, it was about the Saturday night. We're kind of sitting down and getting ready to watch a Bronx game, and Molly and I just looked at each other, like she was sitting on the couch, I was sitting on the couch. We looked at each other and just went, "Oh, it's just me and you now."
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
I know, like we spoke about, but it's actually just us. It's
Yeah.
like, and this is our place. This is weird, but. Still in that little honeymoon period with the house.
Yeah, for
of
sure.
That you're getting used to it. You feel like you're at some little fucking hotel or some random
Just
house.
walking around like,
Yeah. Oh, mate, I made the lawn Saturday Ave and needed a bit of fucking TLC, and I gave it some. I walk out every 5 minutes. And was,
Yeah.
I get
Fucking
used to
oath.
this.
Yeah.
And you just,
nailed it.
you get old quick too in terms of like, spent most of the weekend Kmart buying flat packs or doing Bunnings trips and shit, and I've like, the gift that we got from Molly's oldies was, I don't think she's too happy about it, but they got a little Weber barbecue.
Yeah.
So I definitely think it was a bit more aimed for me. And I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
fucking oath, there's
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
Weber for outside.
How good's that?
And I'm just like, I'm using it for the first time tonight. And I'm
Beautiful.
just so keen to rip into it. I'm keen to mow the lawn and look after it. I'm like, where like 3 years ago, it was just video games and house parties. And now it's looking after a house and cooking steaks and snags.
Fucking oath,
So
mate.
you get old
And
quick.
having sport on whenever you want it
yeah.
on.
Fucking
Have you got
oath.
two separate areas with TVs? Like, have you got a spot for Molly to be able to watch something and for you to
Yeah.
be able to watch something?
Yep. We've got
That's
a
an
TV in the
important one.
bedroom and then TV living room. And then because we've got a spare room with nothing in there, put like a desk, a bit of like a
Bit of a
office
study.
sort of room. Yeah. And I've got me my PlayStation in there when I want to fuck around on that. But other end of the house as well, because she'll be on night shift sometimes,
Yep.
sleeping during the day. So I'll need me little bloke space to just dump all my shit in and just hide in there when need be.
Good shit, mate. So what'd you get, like a year sort of lease there?
Just 6 months for
Yeah,
now.
cool.
But
See how it goes.
yeah, we're pretty happy with the place. So hopefully we're good enough tenants and we can stay in there.
Good on you, mate. Fucking oath. Yeah, I was at PBR and Rockynats.
Have a good time, mate.
Fucking oath, man. It was good. Wasn't drinking or anything like that, just with the fight stuff coming up, but it was good. There was that much to look at, like the mullets, shin bashes, cars, bikes, and balls.
Yeah, that's the whole weekend wrapped up.
It was
in a few
fucking.
words.
It was all happening, man. But yeah, like our ball that Cam and I sort of invested in, Alpha Blokes, the
Yep.
warden, he took out the buckle for the Rockhampton
Yeah,
PBR,
nice.
which was cool as fuck.
yeah,
like
that would have
watching
been
our own
something,
ball. Yeah.
something else, like very outside the box.
It's just fucking cool, man. Like
Fuck
going
yeah.
behind the shoot. And Benny Bode, we've had him on a couple of times, and
Yep.
a good mate of mine ended up riding him in the shootout.
Yeah,
and
that
that
would've
was the
been fucking
ride that
awesome.
I think he stuck him for about 4 seconds and did really
So
well.
you got a good ball on you.
Oh, fuck yeah.
He's a good
He's the
ball.
best, mate.
The best.
Yeah, I
ball.
think he is. I think he's
Fucking
won
oath.
3 buckles so far this year for the
Wow.
PBRs. So he's going really well. It's just cool to be a part of shit like that.
Yeah, fucking
And then we'll get to. I watched some local wrestling.
Oh,
And
you
like
will
I've
love
already
that.
said on another show, it was like someone caught poor mental health in a cast net and just let it out here. And it
That
just
would have been a
and
cesspool.
it just confirmed
Oh.
everything that I thought about wrestling.
Yeah, you definitely.
I stayed and
it's
watched
made
and
your
went,
opinion
"Yep."
worse. I could imagine.
Yeah,
Wow.
100%. So anyway,
stuff.
we'll get to that.
Yeah,
We
dive
will
deep.
get to that.
Good
But
stuff.
great weekend anyway, mate, and got a couple of weekends at home now,
Yep.
and then after that, she's fucking all
Building up.
happening. 26th
Fuck
of
yeah.
April, which we'll get to.
Were
later.
your ears sore after the Rocky Nats?
Yeah, it was pretty loud, but
Very
it was
loud.
a bit of a mix. Like going to, even though I'm not a car bloke or a bike bloke,
Mm.
it's still when someone puts that much effort into it and it's such a nice sort of machine or something, you can still appreciate cool shit.
You can appreciate craftsmanship.
Fucking oath,
and you can
man,
understand why rev heads love it.
Yeah, for sure. So that was cool seeing all that, man, all the bikes and cars and
Yep.
yeah, may as well talk about it now. But we got into these drift cars, man. Cam and I
Oh,
got
yeah.
put in there, and they were like mirroring each other.
True.
And I've never. It's not like I went lapping when I was younger or any mad cunt like that. But
You just did a few one tree runs.
yeah, but the man, it was crazy. They have these hydraulic handbrakes or whatever Cam was saying. And the control they had in these things, like mirroring each other around these tracks and stuff, I was having a great time.
So you could just look at Larry in the other car.
Yeah, it was just like that, and it was just drifting around, and then they'd sort of cross over and do it again around these tyres, and the whole time,
Fucking hell.
like the first 2 laps, I was shitting myself, and
Oh,
then I
yeah.
started going, this can't. knows exactly what he's doing. And
I
I was
trust
just
this man.
like, yeah, good.
Your blood would have been pumping.
Yeah,
That would
it
have
was
been
awesome.
fucking-
And something I haven't done, so
yeah, tick it off the bucket list, mate.
pretty cool.
Good stuff. Anything else from that?
Nah, bro, that's pretty much it. We want to
Sweet.
get into some fucking into the last round of
guess
footy,
enough about us, eh? We should get into
Yeah.
a bit of fucking
Bit of
bar.
sport.
Bit of bar over the
bah.
weekend. We'll start with the results. Raiders, they took out the Sharks
They did.
in fucking late dramatic fashion.
How's me and you? It was the game for me and you to bet on, and we both didn't bet on it. Both Nakora and Huddy Young getting doubles.
And who was the Pommy second rower from Raiders as well? Matty something. I'll find his name. Matty Nichols, I think.
Yeah, righto.
He also scored. So it was just second rowers.
Yeah,
Matty
second.
Nicholson, sorry.
But
Yes.
see, for me, I can't help but just go to names that I know scored tries. So that,
yeah.
it's just the way, isn't it? Like
Yep.
you don't get because me and you were looking at it as we were recording the punch
Yeah.
show, going, "Look at these."
This
cunts."
is our game to bet on, and of course we fucking
What a
missed
finish
it.
too. So I tipped the Sharks and handed the ball. They handed the ball over right down the Raiders' end, and then Raiders pull off. And you can only sit there and go, "That was pretty good."
Yeah.
That try that they did at the end, it was fucking good.
It was a bit of sloppy defense, but you're out on your feet in that point of the game. And for the Raiders to have like that much support, and just when you thought, oh, they're done here, bad bounce, and oh, what the fuck? That was obviously very early, but I
Yeah.
reckon my call for try of the year.
Yeah, it was fucking good. And,
Good to see-
and Ricky's Chewy turned to powder, I think, in that
Oh,
last
mate,
play.
he was fucking pumped up, wasn't he?
Yeah,
that's another grand final win for the Raiders. Good on them.
That's right, they've won 3 now.
They have.
Grand
they
finals.
have. But
this
nah,
year.
good to see they learnt from Xavier Savage's bottle against Cowboys, because that could have been an absolute epic game-winning try as well. And he tried to hog it. But
Yeah.
nah, they shifted the ball this time, and yeah, Raiders fans will be pumped as fuck
That's
with
right.
that win.
It's fucking. See, I still don't know where Raiders or Sharks are this year.
Yeah, that's a hard team
It's
to pick.
fucking crazy. Like
you can-
you'd think this far in. What's
I
this
think we're
next
round
round?
5 or 6.
Is it round 5?
Let me quickly check that. Yeah, it's round 6 this week.
Yeah. So by round 6, and I still don't know where a lot of these teams
No.
are. Like so, normally, but this time of year, you go righto. You sort of know where they are.
You're getting
But
a good idea.
for example, we'll get to it. Dragons beats the Storm last week, loses to the Owls. Fucking hell. How are we supposed
Mate.
to keep on track of that shit?
It's tough. I tipped Parramatta purely because I was like, they need a win.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I actually saw. I was like, if the Dragons are beating Melbourne, they can't win this week because of just the way the NRL has been this year.
Mate, that was a great tip.
If you're going to go out and beat someone good, you're going to lose to someone shit.
Maybe
the
I'll
next
start
week.
thinking about that. That doesn't make any sense
There's
to
a
me.
few
but
teams that don't have that logic to them. That
Yeah.
they're going to lose against shit and win against
well,
good.
how about this one, man? So the next game, Panthers
yeah,
go down
what-
to the Cowboys,
what is
22
going
to
on
18.
there?
Now, man, regardless on who is out, 4 losses on the trot is just not good enough from Penrith. That is a rank start.
No.
Like we've built a team the last few years that is resilient enough to handle anyone being out and stick it to anyone, let alone the Cowboys who have had a rotten start to
Hence
the year
4
and we should have
premierships.
pounded them.
Yeah, you've lost a lot of players and you've still been so successful.
So it's one of those things that you go, look, still Edwards wasn't there. And obviously Luai isn't there, but he's not going to be there. So you can't really use that. Cleary back by himself, but it's still not good enough. You should have a
Alarm
team
bells
that's gonna
ring
beat- yeah.
after about 4. And I don't think it's been spoken about much either, because everyone's like, I am in the mindset of Penrith are going to bounce back. They're not going to sit down in 15th, fucking 16th all year. But at what point does it start to... Because we thought this week, Cleary's back. The
Yeah.
boys will be all right.
But I
And,
suppose like Toto not being there.
yeah,
And
there's
then you go,
definitely factors.
Fisher Harris is a massive loss. Like you think about losses and big names and that, right? Kickout, losing Kickout. Yeah, it sucks because you have that bloke who just attracts players on the edge, but he wasn't a workhorse. Fisher Harris, workhorse.
Hard
Toto,
yards, yeah.
fucking workhorse. Dylan Edwards, workhorse.
Yeah.
Those 3 cunts are dudes who just bring the ball up the fucking field all day. And so it's like those lads being out, I think, is a much bigger ones than the flashy dudes.
Yeah, the 1%ers is probably what you're lacking at the moment.
But in saying all of that, we should have fucking beaten the Cowboys.
You should have. At home, or not technically not at home, but your home advantage, I guess you can say.
At Combank Stadium.
At Combank. Yeah.
But regardless, man, we should have beaten them in Townsville.
Look, if Penrith do have a shit year and you just miss out on the 8 or you scrape into the 8 and you don't win a grand final, it actually is what should happen.
Yeah, by the salary cap system.
By the salary cap system, and what should happen with a team that has lost Appy Coruscant, Matt Burton, Kickow, Fisher Harris, Stephen Crichton, Jerome Luai.
Yeah.
Like,
it's
and
pretty
there's
much
more than that. Like that grand final team that won in 2021 is dissipating. You shouldn't be as good as you are now, because on paper, you look at your 1 to 13, you're like, if you told someone, that team won 4 premierships, you go, well.
It's pretty much crunch time, in my opinion, this year to see if they just had one of the best runs in the history of the sport, or if they actually are going to be a powerhouse club like the Storm now moving forward. Because I still think when Toto comes back, when Edwards is back, and Cleary's firing, we're going to be in the top 8 and we're going to play finals.
You're not going to miss out in finals.
Everything's sweet, but fucking pull your fingers out, because we've lost 4 in a row.
Yeah, and it's like if you look at the top of the table compared to the bottom now, there's a gap that's starting to build and build.
Yeah.
And you can definitely play finals footy, and Penrith can get on an absolute fucking roll.
Yeah.
But you're going to have to start making it happen soon. Otherwise, the gap's going to be too big to fill.
Yep. So anyway, worrying signs, but man, it's one of these weird ones for me that I go for Penrith. They're my team and everything, but I really don't really care.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, you've had 4 years of grand finals.
Yeah,
mate.
but I still go, come on, cunts. Like now, it's probably a good thing for me to be a bit fired up, like starting to be like, oh, come on.
You're getting sick of winning grand finals. You're just like, it's a fucking same thing.
Like it isn't, but I mean, I probably should be a bit more burred up by it, but I'm just sort of going,
mate,
we'll see if they can handle it.
You're spot on with the difference between like a great run and a dynasty powerhouse team. Melbourne's subpar season is like 5th.
Yeah.
Or like Roosters and Brisbane.
That's right.
Like Roosters are a chance to win the spoon this year. Brisbane have won the spoon, and it was about a 2 to 3 year period down in the mud. Yeah. And then they sort of built
Come
up.
back up.
Penrith could have a shit year this year, and it depends on how they bounce back the year after or the year after that. But if Penrith, this is their chance, you're right, to prove whether they're going to be a team that can bounce back and stay successful, or if it was just 4 good premierships, back to shit.
Because, mate, I reckon it's a thing they'll be saying now, right, motherfuckers? This is when it either changes or where we've lost the role.
That's what separates teams from, who's a good example of someone who's just been a bit of one and done, like Cowboys.
Yeah, come through and won the comp,
had a few good years,
lose a heap of players because of the salary cap, and it goes back to
exactly, and it kind of resets, and there's ups and downs, and then there's been the few teams, Roosters, Broncos, Melbourne, who have always just kind of sat around that top.
Yeah,
and Penrith definitely have. Gus Gould did not build that club to the level he did for it to not be a future dynasty, I reckon.
No, that's right.
So You're too classy of a club to just sink.
I honestly think by the end of the year we'll be middle of the 8 and playing finals.
Yeah,
but anyway, we'll see.
And then that's when I'll get scared, is because if you're going to be in the top 8, you can just never fucking rule them
exactly. Rabbitohs get over the Roosters, 20-14.
That was a great finish to the game. Latrell cut out game-winning ball. A bit up in the air about whether it was forward or not. Did you get a chance to see it?
I did see it a little bit. I saw a bit of a highlight. I didn't watch it live. I didn't get to watch a lot of games live. I tried to watch as much as I could. What was your thoughts?
It wasn't clear cut enough for me. But my main thing for it, and I know it's a very common discussion that we have in rugby league about the forward pass ruling and how it can't be checked with the bunker or anything. If it's ruled on the field, it's ruled on the field. But there's a lot of sports that have offside technology or that. It is getting to that point.
I hate the rule. Surely, if the bloke on the field can't make a decision, we can use all the camera angles and just see if it fucking went forward.
Yeah, as the game develops and as rules change, this is a rule that I think definitely can be changed.
Yeah,
You
they
can
seem
use-
set on it though.
Yeah, you can use technology to look back on it, or you can fucking have something in the ball. Some sort of modern technology can definitely help people blowing up like this. So there's a clear cut what is a forward pass and what is not.
It's always going to be that talking point, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like Tedesco, Ferguson's back into Tedesco to win the Origin that time.
Yeah, exactly.
About 3 metres forward.
Colbo threw one on the weekend to Billy Walters to score, and it was about 4 metres forward.
And it's
he
like-
scored.
And it's those sort. See, it's hard, right? Because that one wasn't like a howler. I don't think. Some of them are dead set, filthy forward.
Yeah.
And they're the ones that you should be out. Like, you're all going in the replays. Oh, fucking hell. That's rank.
You can hear the crowd go,
It's
"Boo."
almost shocking that you can't. Like, everyone's
Yeah.
sitting there going, that's literally a forward pass.
Yeah.
So, but then when do you stop it? Like, if oh, no, that's close enough to just let it go.
Yeah, if you do bring in technology, and that's what, like, you see
Has to be black and white.
with the Premier League and a lot of European soccer leagues that have offside technology
Yeah.
now, where it's a clear cut if there's any part of the body, like in forward, that says clear cut bang, that's offside or not offside. So if you do that with forward passes and it's this much of a ball, people are going to go, oh, fucking what? That's barely even
and that's
forward.
what someone was saying about, like, you know how you say the balls float forward? Well, why can't we just say, let's draw a line and you can't float it forward?
I always reference it.
Be fucking behind, and then that way you can call it. Like,
Yeah.
I know that's hard if someone's right at the advantage line.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's one way you could do it and
Yeah.
be consistent.
You can't really reference it from where they've caught the ball and where they throw it because, yeah, it can float forward. But look at their body language when they're throwing it.
Yeah.
Are they facing backwards or is it one of them big...
See, it is
straight out
hard.
the
As
front?
we're talking about it now, I'm like, yeah, it's not black and white yet.
It is, no, and it's probably going to be
But
a while, but
hey, fucking...
something to look at.
we can catch a rocket after it launches and catch it again. There's fucking surely we can figure out how to see if a ball goes forward. Can't.
We've got AI robots now.
Seriously, come on.
Give
Work
us
with us
forward
here,
pass
bruh.
technology.
Yeah.
I'm actually, after just shitting on the refs a bit there, I'm actually going to defend them in a bit. But we'll get to
defend
that.
them now, mate.
I can, righto.
Defend 'em right now.
Andrew Abdo came out in the week, the whole debacle with Buzz saying fucking, oh, any contact to the head, it's going to be instant sin, but high tackles are sin binned. And then Andrew Abdo came out and said, well, no, it's direct forceful contact will be sin binned. Very all over the shop kind of round and a lot of calls that was slightly, but you know what? There was contact to the head. They're either on the report or they were going to the bin. And it was definitely cranked down on over the weekend. And
Which
I
he
saw-
said was going to.
Which he said was going to happen. And a lot of people are so quick to blame the actual on-field ref. I'm going to defend him and just say that they're getting shoved not a brand new rule, but enforced and saying crack down on this weekend in the middle of the year when there's constantly rules changing and they've got the big bosses saying do this, do that and be spot on with it.
Because if they don't, if they let that go, the bosses might go, this is what I told you to crack down on, bud. You're in the Reggies.
They've got actually, I think, a tough job to be
Fuck
getting
yeah,
fucking...
they got
Obviously,
the
refs have a
gammonest
very
job.
tough job. But I mean, for this instance where they're getting pumped a fucking new rule to really, really enforce middle of the year. Like if you're on a job site and your boss is coming in every 2 days and he's telling you different fucking things and telling you to do it perfect and that, you're going to get little things wrong as well. So I am more quick to defend the refs here and just look at the fact. Don't bring in a strict like rule enforcement in the middle of the season as shit's starting to get under the way because you're just going to cause too much.
Yeah, 100%.
So don't blame it as much on the refs. I'm just saying look at it with a bit of a wider lens and go, there's going to be some teething issues for a new rule change. There always is, especially halfway through a year when they've got other shit to crack down on.
Bro, it reminds me, remember when it was Magic Round a few years ago? They decided that any head high contact
Yes.
was gone and it just fucked the whole
Yes.
round.
They
But that's
really-
not the ref's fault. That's
No.
the fucking, the NRL's fault
Exactly.
for cracking down on that certain thing.
So when people are coming out just coming for the refs' heads all week and they're fucking shit, they're all over the place. I can't believe that's fucking soft and that. It's like, not their fault, bruh. They're doing a job. They're
Look,
getting
I'll
told
shit
what
on
to
a
do.
ref.
We love to shit
I'll
on the refs.
shit on them.
We love to hold them accountable.
I'll shit on them.
We're going to shit on the umpires in the AFL.
Yeah, we'll get there in a
We will
second.
get there.
We
But-
will fucking we'll get there, mate.
But for now, I'm going to give the refs a little pat, which we
little
haven't
pat.
really done.
So we got a pat and a polly this week.
Yeah,
the
there's a
NRL
good- there's a
refs.
good- there's a good
They're
balance
getting a
of
pat.
it.
So pretty much so. Trell for me, mate. He's just one of those players, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
You look for him in the big moments. It's good to see him back on the field.
He showed up
Until
in the big
Origin,
moment.
then I'm fucking off him. But until then, it's good to see the
Yeah.
big fella back. It's good having him in the game.
It is. It is. You want to see all the best players on the field all at once.
Fucking oath.
You don't want to have any big superstars on the bench.
That's right. Then, we talked about this briefly, and Groper obviously talked about like Lomax celebrating and didn't like it and stuff like that. Eels get their first win.
Like, it wasn't the most amazing level of game, as you wouldn't expect from Dragons and Eels, but it was made good because of the tight finish. And I thought it was a bit of irony in the fact that the two best players in the field were Gutho and Lomax battling against former clubs.
Yeah, that's pretty funny, isn't it?
Did you see those blokes in the crowd they were Dragons fans, and they're doing the Gutherino?
Oh, were they?
And this big fella who fucking sports para was ready to fucking roll some heads, eh? He stood up behind him and he's like getting held back by his family or friends or something. He's proper steaming at these blokes who are clearly doing it to try and piss this bloke off.
Yeah.
And he's just let them get straight under his fucking skin.
Oh.
But that was, it was a shit game on paper that was made good. And a golden point finish. Para get their first win of the year.
Yep.
Good on them. One of the
Yeah.
only ones they're probably going to get. Jason Riles will be a little bit relieved, I think, with that one.
Yep.
Into another pretty shit game that I didn't
Look,
really
I'm going to be
watch.
honest with you. I didn't even watch the highlights.
No, I didn't really watch
But
a minute of this.
Apparently, fins are up.
Apparently.
So-
They're also off the mark.
So there's not really much more to talk about there.
Christian Wolf will also have a bit of weight off his shoulders with a win there in a big fucking Southeast Queensland derby, mate.
Big
It's a
derby,
big
bro.
fucking derby.
Fucking derby.
Just down the M1 was Bronx versus Tigs. Pure utter humping.
Yeah.
First half was
24 points is a fair bit to concede, though.
It is. It was just one of those games. And the first half is where we leaked a majority of our points. We had 12 in the field. Picker went off for the direct contact to the head call.
Yeah.
Which was like, you know what? I'm not even going to bother blowing up about this. Obviously, what I just said before.
Yeah.
Let it be. So we leaked a couple points there, but we were still playing a decent brand of footy.
Yeah.
I wasn't too worried. Second half, Bronx just come out in our attack. When you've got Renault and Hunt singing, man,
Mate, how good from the little maestro, the chip and chase try.
you love to see it.
You don't see enough chip and chases going on anymore.
No, you don't.
do ya?
Everyone's too
The chip and
scared.
chase, you should just be fucking
Mate.
everywhere. Renault, chip, chase,
Yep.
gather, score. Fucking
I love
unreal.
the old when he's chipping and they kind of move their body to the side and the big yoink straight from the fullback standing
Yeah.
right there. Good to see the little old general doing it too.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fucking good on you, Reno, but take it easy, mate. You're a bit frail. So he goes, yeah, righto. I'll step up in front of the posts, kick the fuck out of the ball and do me hamstring. He's hobbled off and you can mouth read, he's saying to Ben T, I think it was, it's fucked, it's bad. And I'm just like, oh, did ya? But luckily, he's named this week. He was on the bike afterwards. He had the compression on.
So he's playing.
He's playing, but he's hobbled off, holding his leg, and he's ran straight down to the fucking sheds.
I wonder if it was a cramp or something then.
Oh, I'm not
Because
sure.
fuck me, as if even if you twinged your hammy, as if you'd be playing old Renault the next week with a fucking half twinged hammy.
Well, he's on the bike after, so
Yeah.
I was like, can't have been that bad. If I saw ice, you would have been like, fuck.
Yeah.
But that is the most Renault thing ever, is scoring a chip and chase.
Oh, that just shows
But
you
then you
he's an
pull
old
your-
bull.
Yeah, you pull your hammy
You know.
when you're kicking from in front.
The body's just starting.
Yeah.
Like, he's still great, but it's just starting to be like, you got a year or two left in your
I just get nervous anytime he's on the field. I'm like,
Well,
you're so good, but just look after yourself.
How long did
Renault.
Ezra get off?
He's 10 weeks suspension, I
Yeah,
think.
right,
So
eh?
he'd be back round 11 or round 10. So, but yeah, look, even if Renault does have to sit a couple of weeks in the sideline, we've still got Benny Hunt. So
And-
we've
yeah,
got
yeah.
depth in that position now, so I'm not
And
too...
Walters will fill a role for a week or two. If
Yeah, he
does.
can do a job, not amazingly, but he can do one.
Yep.
And then move to Sunday. Battle of Brookie was just not really a battle.
Yeah.
They did a
Storm-
great job at promoting that game, promoting that fixture, and they
Mate.
showed like that was a big rivalry of the 2000s and 2010s.
Storm,
But jeez.
just too good for a naturally aspirated Manly.
Yep.
Like, Manly to be, to put it up to Storm at the moment, need to have their fucking turbo there.
Yep. And they're like addressed before the game, they were talking to Seabold and they were like, oh, how have you just learned to be good without turbo and that? Like a few years ago, Manly were shocking without turbo. And they feel like they have started to improve a bit, but this week it kind of proved otherwise. But, man, I saw value in Brookvale. And I thought, you know what? I'm not going to bet on Manly here. I'm going to bet on Brookvale. And Sunday afternoon, but
I think for me, man, it
didn't-
was more. I was confident on the Storm purely because they lost last week.
that's what
And
I kind
Bellamy-
of oversaw.
What you don't see very often is Storm losing 2 in a row.
Yep. So
Because Craig
yeah.
just.
I probably would have stuck with my guns now and said, yeah, Manly should win at Brookvale if Melbourne had won the week before.
Well, yeah,
I was too quick to go, Manly, Brookvale, they love
which
this fixture.
which normally that is the case, but I think that Bellamy doesn't lose 2 in a row is a stronger
doesn't.
genetic. Like if you had a blue-eyed genetic and a, I'm not even going to try. But you know what I'm saying.
Get into your biology.
It's a stronger
It is.
gene pool.
It definitely
the
is.
Bellamy
There's
not to lose 2 is a stronger gene
There's a
pool
lot
than
more chemistry in that. But yeah, the Melbourne don't lose 2 in a row, and they came out the gates hot.
Can I just say,
So,
bring on Munster for Origin.
I'm keen to see him in the Origin arena.
God,
I
I've missed
love
him
it.
there.
I've missed
fucking
it.
missed
Tommy
him there.
Dearden did a great job.
Yeah, and have him there still.
Yeah. He
But-
can. Well, Ches doesn't have much longer, so
see how he
Dearden
goes.
can be at 7 in the future.
But I just mean Munster hot and fit at 6
Yeah.
with the maroon on.
With a good groin.
KP at fullback. Tino, mullet
Steaming.
flaring, just steaming up the
It
guts.
gets you toey. We're getting
It's
the
getting
shield
me.
back.
It's getting me toey. We've got that bit of grit back. We
Yeah.
got a bit of power back. You cunts have got millions still. You always have. You always will. Fuck off.
Yeah, that's good. We've got a bit of Origin jazz starting early.
fucking.
But
bring it
a
on,
hot, horny, fit Queensland. God, I just love
Cameron
to
Munster.
see it. If we
Try
can
and defend
keep
him.
all those big names you just mentioned, they stay healthy,
Yeah.
and we've got the best possible 17
He's
that
a
we
fucked.
can put out there, you
He
are
is.
fucked.
He's a fucked.
It's as simple as that.
Simple. These are fucked. Bulldogs versus Knights.
Yeah, so
Mate, shit, like a shutout from the Bulldogs. I just,
Yeah, that is
they're
a-
proven they have a rock solid foundation back in their defence. Exciting times to be a Dogs fan, man. It's good to see.
you're going into a bye 5-0, top of the table,
And-
after keeping
and-
a team to 6 points and then scoreless.
Yeah.
Like,
Awesome. He'd be pumped.
we spoke about last week about defense and how they've kind of built their team around such a good defensive effort, and that has even epitomised more this week. So
100%. So,
good stuff,
yeah.
doggies. You
Exciting
don't mind
stuff
seeing
for
them be
doggies.
good now, but if you keep being good, I'm gonna get sick of seeing you be good. There's a bit to it. It's like, oh yeah, dog, coming through, new team, good to see him do good, but don't be too good for too long. And that's what I worry that this team. You can look at a team and the difference between when they're on a good run and something that's building.
Well,
The Dogs look like they got something building.
Well, when the focus is attack and they're just outpointing teams and conceding heaps of points, I feel like that's less
Yep.
something
like
that's
the
going to
Wars
last
2023.
forever. Yeah, but because it's the defense that's
Yeah.
the exciting part, and they're just winning with whatever points they put on and keeping people to 6 and 0. That for me is like a long term thing to go.
100%.
They've got the foundation here now to
Yeah.
really.
And it's not particularly an amazing roster. Like, yeah, you've got some really good players in there, but it's the brand of footy that they're playing,
Yeah, for
right,
sure.
is what you just go, you could be lingering around for a while here. He's doing it well, old Seraldo.
It's good. Shall we put let's go through the tips, eh?
Yeah, let's
finish off the NRL.
How'd you go last week? Because I did not do great.
Hang on, let me have a look. Shit, I think.
I went 4 from 8, and the
I got
ones
4 from 8 too.
my best ones like Para. I tipped Para,
Hmm.
and then the other ones were kind of.
I think I went all right in the AFL. I think I got 6.
Yeah, I was 6 from 6 going into Sunday,
Hmm.
and I was very hopeful for my first perfect round, but I didn't get it. Anyway, we'll move into Thursday nights.
Yeah.
Suncorp, Finns are taking on your Riff, mate.
Look,
are they bouncing back?
I don't know, man. Actually, let me have a look at the fucking team. because the team list will be out
Yeah,
now.
true. Well, just
But
off
I'll be going them. But
Yeah.
what do you think?
face value, this is definitely a game that Penrith can bounce back for.
Well, Edwards is back.
Oh.
Blaze Talangi gets a start at 6 with
Yep.
Cleary at 7.
Yep. I'm definitely going to go Penrith then.
We got Martin, Yo's at fucking lock, which he already was. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there you go. Edwards, we still don't have Toto,
Mm-hmm.
which is obviously is a big meter eater. But having Edwards and Cleary there against a team who haven't been good this year,
No.
I know
And
they're
they
coming
just
off
won.
a win.
They just won, so they can't win this week.
Fuck me. So if they don't win, then it's dire straits.
Yep.
I know I said this last week against Cowboys, but yeah, I think they
No,
have
I
to
agree.
win.
Penrith, I think they'll bounce back. This will be
Fuck.
the week, though. And everything we just conspired about saying, what are they going to do? They'll just win this week, and then they'll just keep winning.
Well-
and they'll just shut everyone up.
Well, maybe.
They're a team that just shuts people the fuck up, including probably myself.
Well, not so far this year, but we'll see how we go. Heading to Wynn Stadium, Friday,
Yes.
6 p.m. We got the Dragons versus the Titans.
Mate, I don't think the Dogs lose here.
Me neither.
I'm really good at backing teams at their home ground.
I'm only doing that because of the home ground, because after Dragons the last couple of weeks and Titans, what they've
Yeah.
been doing, who fucking knows? But
Who knows?
Wynn Stadium.
It should not be 78% to 22
Nah.
after one team lost to Para
Yeah.
and the other team, yes, you lost to the Finns. But still, so both losers coming into this, but I'm going to tip the Dogs, but it should
too.
be a bit closer than that, I reckon.
8 o'clock, Suncorp Stadium, Brisbane versus
Weird that these two are
Roosters.
playing each other again already. Round 6, and you played each other in round 1. But I think we're going to hump them just as bad as we
Yeah.
did in round 1 too.
I think so, bro.
Starting to sing. We're starting to look a bit better in attack.
Yep.
It's going to be a thumping.
At Perth Stadium,
Yeah, so with the double header at Optus Stadium this
Yeah.
weekend, they've done this a few times in the past. Sharkies usually go over, so do the Bunnies.
yeah, righto.
Oh, look, I think I'm going to go Sharks here, eh? Nah, but fuck, Manly love to win when everyone's written them off.
this is a hard one.
I can't do Manly again, can I? They're so momentum dependent. Like if Manly score the first try here, they just win the game. But if they don't score the first try, they're the shittest team in the comp. Sharkies are due for a win.
What are
man.
you going?
I'm going to go Sharks. They're
Sweet,
due.
I'm going Manly.
Yep, cool. That's probably the smartest idea.
Just when a bloke like me and the Warriors, I'd go the opposite of me
Yeah.
there. At the moment, you've got piss poor juju around Manly.
Oh, that's
so
bad.
that's why I just need to
Bad.
go the opposite of you there. So
Yeah,
that's
okay.
my only.
No, that's a good idea. This
At least
game-
one of us will win there.
Yeah,
We're that smart.
Oh, hopefully they don't just draw.
Now the other one at Perth Stadium.
Bunnies, I
Yeah,
reckon.
Bunnies versus Cowboys. I think
Cowboys have had a
Bunnies.
couple like very solid wins, gritty wins that they've just grinded.
But you
through.
feel like that's just a showing up and the other team being a bit off
Yeah.
for some reason. I might be wrong.
Hold on, I might just check something quickly. How long is it from North Queensland to Perth?
But how long is it from Sydney to Perth?
Can't be as long, can it?
I don't know.
How long from Townsville to
Yeah, well, let's see which
Because
one's
that could make a
longer.
big difference. Wow, there's almost 4,000 kilometres. Give me time, please. Townsville to Perth, approximate time flights. They're going to spend about 7 hours
in the air.
in the air.
What
I think.
about Sydney to Perth?
And then from.
No, well, they'll go to Brisbane and then go to Perth.
Yeah, true. So they're going to take even
Yeah.
longer.
So that's rabbits.
That's
Rabbits are going to go straight from where they live
lucky
to
they've
Perth.
told me how long it takes to drive a car.
That's good.
Because the boys will definitely be driving.
No, well, see, they've got a layover, the boys.
Yeah.
And a milk run delayed over too.
Exactly.
Oh, fucking bunnies for
Purely
sure.
from travel value,
Yeah.
the Bunnies are going to win here.
Bunnies.
Not because they're a
13
better
plus.
team or anything. Hold on a second. So Ned's are giving you $2 for the Rabbitohs and $1.75 for Cowboys.
Oh, get on that.
I will be putting that on.
Who's out?
Someone is
Someone's
a late
gotta be
change.
out.
And
Hang on, let's have a look.
Because the tipsters are going 76% for Rabbitohs.
Yeah, that's
What the fuck?
Surely there's value there.
If that
For the boys.
is the same team that played the Roosters, I am putting that on the punch show on Thursday. You
is
have my
Trell
word.
out? Oh no, Trell's at 6.
Really?
Trell is at 6. Why?
Well, Cody Walker's injured, and so's Jamie Humphries.
Well, that's why they'd
So-
be favourites.
But still,
Trell at 6.
who's playing
no.
7? Is it Lewis Dodd?
Jaden Sullivan.
Jaden Sullivan. Why wouldn't you?
Ewan Aitken is at centre with Jack White and... Yeah, righto.
Paul Lewis Dodd. Is he 14 or anything? Like, how is that bloke been picked up by Wayno and told he wants to come to this club on very decent coin, and now the bloke who's replaced his spot is injured and he still doesn't get a fucking
Like,
run?
Trell's one of those dudes, you could play front row, he could play any position if he wanted to, but that seems so wild. Like, they must not have many options. I'd rather put Jack Whiten at 6 and have Trell out wide.
Yeah. It worked for Latrell at 3, and you get him less responsibility, and he did a great job, and now you've just gone, bang, here's more responsibility. But
anyway,
does Wayne Bennett know something more than us?
I'd say Wayne just knows a bit more than us.
Yeah, scrapes in.
Yeah, just
knows a bit more footy knowledge than us.
So I'm going to tip the Rabbitohs.
I'll stick with Bunnies.
Purely because of how long Cowboys have got it.
Yeah, long.
They're travelling for 6 days.
And I'm going to be back. Whatever multi or anything I do, there will be a bet on Thursday involving the Rabbitohs if they are still going to be around $2.
Yeah.
Mark me words. We pondered on that game for a while, didn't we?
Yes, we did. TIO Stadium, where the fuck's that?
Darwin.
Is it?
I think it's in Northern Territory.
Right,
yeah.
we're just getting
we're
spreading the wings.
It's a long Saturday.
Spreading the
for
wings.
The boys.
Well, Canberra are longer.
Yep. Canberra's definitely longer, but Para are shitter.
They are shitter.
Canberra's a hard team to pick this year, but
Canberra compared to Darwin, that is two very different
that's
climates.
long, hot, and shit.
Long, hot, and shit. I'm going Para, bro.
Are ya?
Yep. Just because Canberra cold, Darwin hot.
Yeah.
Canberra long.
We're taking a lot of different things into account this week. We're not going off who's the better team. We're going off travel. We're going off climate.
Fuck 'em, that hasn't worked for me, mate.
Exactly.
So
this could be our working technique.
It is. Well,
it definitely hasn't worked for us in the past.
Nah. So we're going the longest.
You're gonna. I'm gonna stick with Raiders because my theory is that Para won last week. Yeah, and they're shit. So if Para win last week in a gritty game, there's no way that they can win 2 in a row.
Long and hot.
Yeah, so we're going a bit
Long and hot
outside the box methods here. I like it. You got to do that for tipping this year.
You got it.
This one is pretty black and white, I think.
Melbourne are beating Warriors at Amy Park.
While sitting in 4th after a bye and a few wins, not where anyone would really expect them, other than Kiwis fans, but I think they're going to get humped back into humbleness this weekend.
This is a very hard one, and one that I don't think is scored right.
No.
Actually,
Man,
it's at
Tigers-
McDonald Jones. You got Newcastle versus Tigs. Is Luai?
Nah, Luai's still out, I'm pretty sure. That's
a
would
pretty-
be the big difference maker. I would probably tip the Tigs if Luai was playing in this.
I'll have a little
And if
look,
he is, I will be. But he's not.
Yeah,
he is.
Jerome Luai,
I'm
Galvin.
going Tigers, man.
Yeah,
I'm going to make a little bit of ground with that, I reckon.
Yeah,
Because
I'm going to be with you.
that is purely because it's at McDonald Jones. But this is Kalen Ponga versus Tigers, who, even in a loss against Brisbane and they got battered, their attack still looked all right. Galvin still actually played pretty decent without Luai.
I'm just at this stage where the 50-50 ones are one with a bit of a weird feel, and I've just gone with the reserved, safer option, and it's just shit all over me all year.
Yeah, so now we're looking at climate. We're
And
looking at
now it's going to all start
towns.
making sense as I'm getting
Exactly.
the other way.
Around about now is when tipping should just make sense.
Yeah,
And it hasn't yet.
Some of these teams don't make sense.
Nah,
at
it really
all.
doesn't, does it?
But anyway, it should be a good round of footy. Which game are you looking forward to the most, mate?
Well, obviously I'm keen for the Bronx, but
Yeah.
as a neutral fan, I reckon that Sunday Arv, that Newey game will actually be a cracker, or the Sharks Manly one, just because those two are probably the toughest to pick.
Yeah,
on
the
who's gonna win.
Saturday games will be right. I'm interesting to see the games at Optus, like the 5:30 p.m. one with Rabbits and Cowboys.
Yeah,
I'm
see what the
interested-
crowd's like too. All the WA fans show up, make their case for the Perth Bears.
There's not really many like mouth-watering matchups though.
No.
Is there,
It's
really?
Not really. It could be better. But I feel like they've done this fixture in the past, and I just can't really remember it.
But Either way, it'll be a good round of buck.
No, it will be. It will be a great round of bah, as it always is.
Yeah. All right.
moving
Well,
to some
mate.
AFL, eh?
Yeah, you talk to me, brother.
Righto. I'll give you a bit of a recap.
Give me a recap.
First thing is, and it's something that we all know, is that Carlton cannot play the third quarter of footy, and the manifestation of them going 3-3 after beating Collingwood is completely gone. Went down to Collingwood, third quarter, bit of a blowout there, and it was too far uphill to try and catch them in the fourth. Typical Carlton fashion. Losing in a game like that when you're trying to build momentum back to your arch rivals, it's making it worse. To add on to the fact that you're 0-3, you're now 0-4, and you're going into gather round this weekend against West Coast, so it should be a win. This should be where you get off the mark. If Carlton do not beat West Coast this weekend at gather round, I think Voss will either leave or he'll be sacked.
You reckon?
And it's not something I want to see because, like Gropes and I have mentioned, we like Vossi as a coach. And I think he is a decent coach. He's just had a couple tough runs.
But it's like sometimes something has to change.
Exactly right. What changes? What's the easiest thing to change when a team's shit?
Yeah,
Get the coach out. So there's a lot weighing on this performance against West Coast because they need to go out and flog them and get some momentum and actually have a win under their belt.
Was it raining that Thursday?
Yeah, there was a bit of rain in Melbourne.
I was going to say.
Low scorer.
Yeah.
It was.
I only just cracked 100.
Yeah, I think it was
or what?
29 to 25 or so, around there at halftime. Carlton were up.
Yeah.
But yeah, you could see the rain coming down. Like we mentioned before, when you look at the camera and you can see rain coming through those cameras and how good they are, that's when you know it's cats and dogs.
Yeah, she's fucking all happening.
Friday night, Cats took on the D's at home and convincingly beat them. Bit of a fourth quarter blowout. D's, they showed better signs early when they got a bit of quick ball movement, but the Cattery just looked too sharp and polished, man. Some of that young talent we have coming through really excites me. Connor O'Sullivan, he is donning the number 14 as Joel Selwood did with absolute pride. Well, we'll get to you.
Sorry, mate. Yeah,
We'll let you blow up soon. Yeah, but Connor O'Sullivan's playing like a 250 gamer, and I can't be more impressed with it. But yeah, good win.
Yep.
Nothing more than that. Get a bit of confidence as we head and gather out against your boys this weekend, which I'm a bit
Talking
nervous
about
with.
fucking our boys.
Talking about your boys.
That's a murder of crows going off because the umpires took a big shit in our new nest.
They have taken
They
a big
pooed
fat
all
one.
through it, and we didn't like that. You don't shit in our nest, brah.
Now, so we're referring to Isaac Rankin taking the mark in the forward 50 late in the game. The AFL has come out and said that it's either a mark or you're playing the free kick because he got jammed by a tackle in the back. A bit 50-50 on whether it's in the back, but you cannot tackle someone when they're marking the ball. You've got to be making an attempt and making the mark. So it's a free kick and it's also a played mark regardless.
Yeah.
They should have a set shot there. He's either going to get a fucking point and it's going to be a draw or they walk away with a win. Isaac Rankin's a pretty fucking safe kick. And yous were hard done by.
Yep, grub.
And yous have had a tough run of shitty umpiring. I can see why Adelaide fans aren't happy.
Yeah,
mate.
we're not happy.
You think back to Sam Draper flopping last year on the ball, new forward 50.
Oh, I remember. I still have nightmares.
Yeah, it keeps you up at night.
Does.
But the positive you can take from it is that you've played fucking great brand of footy and you are still playing a good brand of footy.
Mate, the boys are on. We're fucking
are on.
They're in for a good year.
You're already exceeding, I think, most expectations.
Yeah.
So that's always a good positive. But
Fucking hurts though. Hurts getting
it
beat by a
would.
prolapsed ass.
yeah, it would. By
Like,
the
look at that
moons.
symbol.
Yeah. Oh, you're not
It's a
happy
big
about the
gaper.
logo.
No, it's just a gaping hole.
It is a bit. It's
It
a bit
is. Look at
questionable.
it. It's a gaping hole.
Suns, though, I think they'll be happy to walk away with a win from that. Now you're 3 from
Yeah,
3.
see Noah carrying on. He's a
Yeah,
Collingwood supporter.
he was carrying on. I know. Bit odd. Well, both of you wouldn't really give a fuck about what happened on the weekend, would you?
Nah, That's why I was
Collingwood got
happy
the
with
win
the
on
first
Thursday.
game.
Yeah, Collingwood got the win Thursday
That's
night,
right.
mate. You'll be stoked.
So,
Lions game, another unconvincing performance, in my opinion. They have
against
won
Richmond, they didn't really win by that much, did
No,
they?
4 from 4 in very close games that they take a long time to warm up in, but they just bite the teeth down and get the win. But to leak 90 points against Richmond is probably not good enough, but
But I suppose, man, like compared, well, that's the difference, right? Last game, even though we weren't playing Richmond, we're playing the Suns. Losing by a point, it doesn't matter if you lost by a point. at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Because you got the same amount of points. Fuck all.
Yeah, exactly.
Or you get the points that the winner gets.
Yep.
So the Lions, they've done pretty well, really,
Yeah.
haven't they? It might not have been convincing, but they've got points on the board.
Early in the year, you're 4 from 4. Like it is the perfect start, regardless of how you're playing your footy. It's fucking working. Swans, they get a good win and blow North out in the last 2 quarters. Not much to report from that other than what we spoke about, Luke Parker carrying on.
GWS just fucking kicked the Eagles
mate,
up the
they
pants.
just fucking humped. Absolutely pantsed them. As you would expect, Jesse Hogan kicked 9 goals. That is a fucking remarkable. So they were talking a lot about him matching Jack Rewalt kicking the 10. And he easily could have done it. There was plenty of time. He kicked his 9th with about 8 or 9 minutes left, but still 9 goals.
Wow.
You're humping West Coast. You're getting a bit. There's just another fucking speed bump along the way West Coast really are at the moment. Well, I'll say that before they take on Carlton. Knock knock. Who's there? Owen the Saints 3-1.
Man, I'm fucking dirty, Because I got 6 out of 8. The Crows, we've been grubbed, so it would have been 7 coming into
tough.
this, and this is a pretty close one, really, wasn't it?
They to go to Adelaide and beat Port, it could be a measure of Port and how shit they are this year. But still, you tell a Saints fan you're 3-1 to start the year and you're winning games against Geelong and Port away, like you would be very fucking happy with that. So good on the Saints. Whether it'll stick and they'll be playing finals footy, very hard to say with a team like them.
Yeah.
Dogs, they brought it back within 20 points, but they go down to Freo and they show that it is very long.
It is
Not
long.
much else to say. Sam Darcy and Liberatore are doing their best to carry them boys at the moment. They need Bontempelli and Adam Treloar back to be a genuine threat that they can be.
Yep.
That's all I got from that round. We move into this weekend, which is Gather Round in Adelaide, your hometown, Tommy,
Fucking
where
oath.
your boys are from.
We're at the nest. We've
First-
had to gurney all the shit out of it.
You've had to, and there'll be
There was shit everywhere.
a very big sour shit taste in Adelaide's mouth this week, which is
Yeah.
what makes me nervous
That's
for this
right.
Thursday night fixture.
Well, I
against
think you
Yous.
should be, Jace. I think Adelaide hump.
Hump. Whoa.
We've got to be confident.
Fuck. Yeah. Well, mate, put the 40 points on there, dude. The 40 points.
Fucking well. I'm doing it. I'm going 40 by 40.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be a big test.
What are your
for
thoughts?
us.
What's your thought? Obviously,
I'm
you're
gonna
going to back them.
Yeah, I'm going to back my boys.
But-
And we definitely can play the brand of footy to upset yous here. But yeah, they're coming off last week with Adelaide. It's gather round. You open the round. It's your home stadium. It's like it's set up.
It's
for
set
a
up
bit
for
of
us
a
to
fucking,
win.
Yeah, it's set up for Adelaide to win. So we go and get a win here, and I'll be fucking stoked.
I'd say we'll be watching a bit of this while we're doing the punch show
will
this
be
week.
on, yeah, and we'll be watching.
Might
on
be
the
a pretty
laptop.
interrupted punch show this week.
Yeah, I'll be carrying on.
I've
if
got
we're
Penrith
fucking
and
winning.
fucking Crows playing.
True. I hate that, eh?
Yeah, it shits me.
It fucking sucks when both your teams run at once. Moving to Friday night. This is so as you know with Adelaide in the gather round, they don't play all the fixtures just at Adelaide Oval like Magic Round does with just Suncorp. So you got a few at Barossa Park, and you go to Norwood Oval as well.
Yeah.
I'm not a massive fan of it, but it's what you have to do when you've got 18 teams.
It just doesn't
and-
work like Magic Round
No,
does. But
I
anyway.
don't think. But we've
But it's
also
still
never
cool
been
for the fans.
Yeah, we've also never been to one. I
Yeah.
don't know what the actual experience is
Mate,
like.
I'm
in
sure it'd be
Adelaide.
great for the fans.
It would be. But Friday night, you got Collingwood versus Swans. This will be a great fucking game. And
I was going to go Swans, but I just feel like Collingwood have been pretty fucking good since they raped Port.
yeah, that definitely put a bit of fucking momentum underneath them.
I'm just
Dan
gonna-
Houston, though, he had a very dodgy shot. I can't remember who it was on. He just led with the shoulder, bang. He's got a few weeks off, I'm pretty sure. So that actually plays a big part here.
Yeah, righto. I'm going to go
I'm still going to
Collingwood.
go Collingwood. They'll get it. It'll be a very close one. I'm actually very excited to watch that game. A game that I'm not excited to watch is
The Gaping
North-
Moons.
Yeah, the Gaping Moons versus North Melbourne at
Yeah.
Saturday at 12:30 at Barossa Park.
Fortunately, I've got to go the Moons.
They
I
will.
just-
That must sting.
That sucks.
It sucks that you got to go
I
on,
just,
but
otherwise, I just have to just be stubborn and lose a
yeah,
tip.
well, you're not going to be. No, fuck them. I'm going
No,
North.
I reckon
Nah,
North
I
are going
hate
to
'em
win,
now.
man.
They're just
Nah,
not.
they're not gonna.
Suns are going to go to 4 from 4 here,
Yeah.
which is something that they probably haven't experienced. This next one, you're going to tip Carlton,
Yeah.
and you're going to... If you can't win this, Carlton, not only should Voss probably go, but you should go.
Carlton should go.
Just get out.
You reckon
get
just
out
fuck
of the
off?
comp. If you can't beat West Coast here at Gather Round, get the fuck out.
Get out.
Just get out.
Get
Just
out.
leave. But I'm going to back his in to win.
Yeah, same.
But know that...
Yeah, you're out though.
Yeah, the whole suburb might
You're
burn
go-
down
you're gone.
if you can't win this one.
Norwood, Oval.
This will actually be a good game, and I think this should have been at Adelaide Oval, and then maybe put the fucking D's and Essendon at Norwood.
Got to go Lions.
Yeah, Lions.
Lions versus Dogs.
They'll be down by 30 at halftime, and they'll somehow win by 10. They'll just make it happen. Dogs not full strength yet. And then you move into D's versus Essendon. D's showed promise. They can win a game. I don't think it's going to be this one, though.
Nah.
I think Essendon will scrape one in after a bye.
Yep.
Move into Sunday. Richmond versus Freo at Barossa Park. I'm going to go Freo. They've had a couple wins under their belt now. They're going to start building. They're going to keep going.
Yeah,
Richmond,
I'm with Freo too.
Richmond will be just another speed bump for them. This one. So St Kilda are coming off 3 wins, and they're playing decent brand of footy, but GWS are heavy percentage favourites here, and I think they will hump.
Yeah.
This is really a game
Coming
where
off
St
a
Kilda...
humping.
St Kilda are like, yeah, fuck yeah, we're playing good footy. We're all pumped up. This is a game. Bang. Straight back into fucking...
Settle down, son.
Straight back down to earth,
Yep.
which Giants will do here.
And then the Gripers, Poos and Wheeze.
Yeah.
Oh.
91% you got for Hawthorn. I think Will Day is actually out for a significant time.
Won't
too.
night. He's gone.
I really laid that up for you, didn't
You
I?
did.
Yeah, he's set to have foot surgery and will miss up to 4 months. Now, he's been one of your fucking stars to start this year, so that's a big loss, but I still think they'll get the win here.
Yeah, I've got to go.
We'll go Poos and Wees, even though I don't really want to. Anyway, that is the AFL done. Gather round. Rip in
gather
Adelaide.
round.
If you're going, have a fucking good time.
Fucking
if you
oath.
have been, let us know what it's actually like, because I don't know if it's because we're in Queensland. I follow as much AFL as I can, but it's not, everyone's kind of fixated on Magic Round, and it's always measured by the stick of Magic Round. But if you've been and you reckon it's fucking prime, tell us about it. I want to know
Let
more.
us know.
I want to know
Might be
more.
worth going to.
Yeah,
next year or
eventually. Put it on the bucket list, eh?
Yeah. Sounds good, mate. Well, a bit of boxing. Now, before we get to the No Limit card that was on Sunday and a couple of headlines in the world of boxing, only 2 weekends until the Podcast Royale 2.0 goes down live at the Gold Coast Convention Centre. An event you don't want to miss. It'll be from Thursday to Sunday, there'll be action. So, Thursday, Arvo at the Casino Beer Garden, there'll be the press conference. Friday, I'd get down to the dawn service if you sort of can.
You have to.
Currumbin, I think I'm going to go check that out. It's a pretty iconic one. And then there'll be 2 up at the Broady Tav, where
That's
everyone will
always
sort of
good,
be.
isn't
I
it?
want to try and go down and make an appearance there. Bit of 2 up. And then obviously Saturday, fight night and the after party into Sunday. Fucks me where I'll be.
Oh, mate.
On another planet.
Yeah.
That's where I'll
You'll
fucking
be
be.
steaming off a victory, doing whatever the fuck you want.
You can only hope, mate.
the double champ
I
does what the
can
fuck he
I
wants.
can guarantee you, regardless of victory, I'll be steaming doing
Well, you
whatever
fucking
the fuck I
earned
want.
it.
Yeah,
That whole
but it'd be
weekend.
victory.
Oh.
Victory. Let's go.
Haven't experienced last year, and because you can't really rip and tear, obviously, until post-fight Saturday night. But
No.
if you're going down to watch and you love your podcast, you love the people who are fighting, it has to be one of the great barriers.
It is, mate.
It
It's
is
It's
a
we're
good-
literally laying up a
man.
fucking bender for you Thursday all the way through,
And
all the way through.
You've got the public holiday, Anzac Day, footy. There's everything going
Fuck.
on. Go and pay your respects in the morning,
Yeah.
and then have probably one of the best rip and tears you can
mate,
fucking
it's a
experience.
fucking ripper. So
Gold Coast is on fire.
there is still some tickets available. All the closest ones, all the tables on the ground, all the closest sections are all sold. It's just the back sort of ones, but there is some tickets still available.
I did see. My brother actually sent me. You got the big digital billboard in Brizzy going at the moment.
Yeah, mate.
So
There's
it's big time.
Couple
It's
bit of
big
wheeling
time.
and dealing behind the scenes.
Yeah,
I've been
fuck yeah.
getting into my work, but yeah, you'll
Good
see
stuff.
a few billboards around and stuff like that, pumping it all up. But yeah, tickets for the fight night that'll be on Ticketek, so jump on there It's in the bio of Alpha Events Co. Or tickets to the after parties at alpha-events.com.au. And the question we've been absolutely peppered with, will the event be live streamed? Yes, it will. The event will be live streamed through before the fight for people watching at home. So that's B4, like the letter 4, thefight.com.au, I believe, or maybe just .com. Fucking try both and see which one works.
If you've got social media, which I'm pretty sure you all do, you'll see it on Instagram.
So, but yeah, it'll be streamed. There's still tickets there. It's going to be a great time, man. I've been absolutely ripping the fuck in.
Good stuff, mate. Good to hear. Feeling good.
Yeah, man, I'm just keen to actually give it a go and have fun.
Fuck
That's the difference this year. Last year I put so much pressure on myself, like I was a
so much
fucking boxer.
unknown as well.
Yeah, where this time it's like, let's go, motherfucker.
This is your arena.
Yeah.
You know it. You've been there. You've fucking taken a victory in that same place.
Let's do it.
You're coming for round 2.
So I'm keen, man. I'm keen to get in there, test myself, have a crack, and then absolutely tear the fucking lid off the joint on Saturday. That's the thing that I'm pumped out about as well, is the discipline I've showed with not getting on the piss and training hard and that. That's going to make it so much better.
Yeah.
Walking out of there going, right, motherfuckers, let's
Regardless of a win or a loss, that fucking first drink is quite smooth after the fight.
It'll be good. And not to mention, like, the company as well, like getting everything going behind the scenes and being a big part this year as well of
there's a lot to it,
making sure things go down. But can guarantee you, if you're going, it's going to be a great time. Fez and the Pooh Bandit hosting it.
Yeah, good stuff.
You know, the Hello Sport boys are commentating the pay-per-view. Yep. We're going to have a guest boxer sort of doing that as well. But yeah, mate, it's fucking good. It's nearly here.
Nearly here. Good stuff.
Very excited. I hope any Reggies that are coming, put your fucking jerseys on.
Yep. If you want to stand out and you want to, like last year, we kind of timed it with the jerseys last season and it worked out perfectly. Now, well, Groves mentioned it. It's free after party access, I think he said, with the jerseys.
That's what you can't keep saying, yeah. See how you go anyway. See if they let you in.
Try your fucking luck.
But you get a jersey and then just see.
Regardless, get a jersey.
But I can't confirm or deny any of that. So, see how you go.
Good stuff. I'll be tuning into the pay-per-view, mate. I'll be up in Townsville for $1.
Fucking
But I'll have all the boys fucking gathering around watching you hopefully sleep this cunt.
Hopefully, mate. I'll do my best. That's what I can guarantee you. Yes. I will do my best.
That's the best thing, is going in there and knowing that you're not like, fuck, I should have done this more, I should have done that. It's if you back yourself and how fucking hard you've worked.
Yeah.
That's all you can ask for.
100%, mate. Well, the pressure's on him because you can't not say anything and then lose.
Yeah. He's a ghost.
You can't be like, oh,
what's his name again?
Bart.
Casper.
Yeah. Oliver. Yeah. No, this is a problem. I hate fucking, like, he seems like a good bloke, which is shit. Like, you want him to be a cockhead? Yeah. The only thing I've got on him is that he hasn't been pumping the fight up. So that's all I'm clinging to.
Yeah. Last year with Das, like I still talk to Darcy and he's a great bloke, one of the great blokes in the podcasting game.
I'm very lucky this year that I don't know him.
Yeah.
And what I've seen, and I'm purposely not trying to know him very much either for that reason, because I'm sure we're going to fucking tear the lid off it afterwards, but I'm going to try and tear his lid off for 3 rounds.
Well,
and
in agreement of that.
Fucking hope he's going to try and do the same to me.
Yeah, that's what you
Which
want.
I reckon he will for sure. So let's go. Fire up, brother. Fucking she's on.
The countdown is on.
She's fucking on. And it was on the weekend too. No limit card. Great watch. Fan of how they run their shows, man, and it's always a good production value watching.
Good to be on a Sunday as well, not a Wednesday night.
Massive fan of the Sunday cards.
Yeah.
You can assume that it's going to happen for when Zoo fights Thurman too. Because when you get that American audience, it's normally always on a Sunday around 11
Saturday
o'clock.
night for them.
Fucking you, beauty.
It's good.
We'll get to that in a bit, but yeah, the card results. So Cooper O'Donnell made his, I think, pro debut. Shannon O'Connell's young fella.
Oh, yeah.
Very dominant performance. I think he got a stoppage in round 2.
Nice.
What other ones do we talk about here? Callum Peters was very strong, won by TKO in round 1. That bloke's loves blue one. And then the last 3 sort of fights, Cohen Mazudia defeated Dan Hill to win the Aussie title. Mm-hmm. He was pretty impressive in that one. Savadra, sorry, that name is very hard to say. Savadra?
What's she looking?
Andreev Savadra. He's a fellow who beat Isaac Hardman and then controversial draw with Matteo Tapia. But yeah, he won via TKO round 8. That was impressive. And then Mate, Liam Taliva'a got one back on the ball. Brandon Grach.
Yep.
I was pretty stoked with this because I fucking sort of saw it happen. Like, I put money on Taliva'a by knockout at 550.
Nice.
Just because I was like...
That's value.
Yeah, and it was pretty good to see it happen. Such a good build-up. Like, the ball put it to him in the lead-up. All the lip was there. They sold the fuck out of that fight.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
I was pumped for it. And both of them hooked in. Taliva'a ended up getting him in round 5 by KO. So
Good on you.
I don't
Is
know
he
if they're
Aussie
gonna-
or Kiwi?
Samoan heritage, I believe.
Okay, yep.
But yeah, so we'll see what happens. Like, obviously, they both got a knockout on each other now. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if
Maybe a trilogy?
Yeah, maybe a trilogy.
Seems right, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it does. Oh, fuck it. I'd watch the shit out of it.
Oh, two
But see, the
knockouts.
ball too looks so fit as well,
Yeah.
but it's just there just was something about Taliva'a coming off a loss, and when it's his only loss, and he got stiff knocked out.
Yeah.
So you can imagine every day at training when he knew he was going to gets to have his revenge,
Yep.
there would have been more hunger in that cunt
Fuck
than
yeah.
there would have been in the other
It
bloke.
wasn't like, I'm just going to go out and do a job.
He's like,
He would've been
this is
like,
my
I
chance
need-
to fix what's
Yeah.
fucked up.
That is
So that's
such...
the only thing that made me go, surely this cunt's hungrier.
Yeah, that's such an easy trilogy fight to sell.
Surely.
You just show the first one, show the second one,
Yeah.
and be like,
Entertaining as fuck too.
fucking oath.
Yeah.
I'd love to watch that.
So good stink. I was pumped with that. And then, mate, Timmy Zoo is back.
He's well and truly back.
Like I said before, I didn't know much about Joey Spencer, but from all reports, he's a good fighter, man. He's lost one fight. He's a skilled bloke. Tim's watched him a bit sort of leading up, but did you watch it?
I didn't watch it live, but I watched the highlights
Because,
back.
mate, the first couple of rounds, he was so composed. He didn't really throw much, but you could tell he was just walking him down
Yep.
and
Controlling the
yeah,
fight.
controlling sort of shit. And then round 3, he started opening up a bit. In round 4, man,
That was a
it was like he
bloodbath.
was just like, okay, I'm just gonna smash
He
you.
just stood there and just pieced him
Mate,
apart
he was
like he wanted to.
like just rapid punching him,
Yeah.
and it was. I swear he had a normal face, and then after like one flurry and a bit of a
was just gone.
for 20 seconds, he had 2 black eyes and he's fucked.
Absolutely
Yeah.
mashed up.
So,
Good
man-
job from his corner throwing the towel in too, because
Oh man,
he
you can't when you're standing up
but he
like
was
that.
just getting
Yeah,
murdered.
and there wasn't any blowups from Joey. Like he just goes fuck. Like you
Well-
would have been going thank fuck.
Yeah, thank fuck I got those neutral judges in.
Yeah,
That
that's
really
right.
helped.
But man, it's I just reckon it was awesome from Timmy after his last one, trying to come out and just put it on him straight away.
Yep.
Seeing him composed like that and analysing a few things and then just doing it in such good fashion. So
Mm-hmm. Good to see him get another win under his belt.
Man, I
Try and
was-
build that way back to the level he was. 'cause-
And mate, the best part is too, Keith Thurman beats Brock Jarvis. Keith Thurman sells the shit out of fights so well.
does.
He's happy to come to Australia.
Yep.
He's got that world-class level. Timmy gets to have one more fight in Australia with his home crowd as well, with a big US name. On a Sunday, you can assume.
Yeah.
Fucking
That's
stop it.
mouth-watering.
Yeah, prime.
Because he beats Thurman, and then he's kind of back into that
He
category
is.
that he was.
I reckon if he beats Thurman, then you can start talking. Then he's sort of
Fondor
back to
rematch.
go, right, oh, yeah. Or anything like that. I hope he doesn't fight the Russian guy again.
Yeah, no,
but,
he's a bit of a fucking machine, wasn't he? But if
But-
Timmy's going to be the best, he's going to have to face
Oh,
him
and
eventually.
and yeah, exactly right. So, but I was fucking pumped.
Yeah, that was good. I think the whole of Australia rejoiced for that one.
100%. It was awesome to see. So well done, Timmy. Pumped for you,
stuff.
brother, and good luck against Thurman. I'm just pumped because that's going to be a fun lead up.
So is that
and a
confirmed?
fun
Is
fight.
that what they said is going to
Yeah,
happen?
bro.
But it's like
And
it's-
then Thurman put up a video saying, "Son, send the contract.
sign
I'll
the
do
contract,
Yeah.
big boy."
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, so that'll happen 100%, and I'm pumped for it.
Yeah.
So
Prime. Good stuff.
yeah, very good stuff. I was stoked. It was just a good way to finish the weekend.
Yeah, it always
me.
is. There's
When the bloke you want to win wins.
when an Aussie wins on a Sunday and you're like, I'm at peace.
Yeah.
Which I hope is what happens this Sunday.
That's right, me too. Before we get the UFC, though, I just want to say there's a couple of announcements. So, Sammy Goodman to face Cesar Espinoza on May 14 in Sydney. So, Sammy Goodman's back, obviously, after he had that fucking shattering couple of cuts leading into that in a way sort of
yeah, that
situation.
was
But
heartbreak.
it's good to see him get back on the horse. And all the best to him. We'll obviously cover that closer. And I saw that Dimitri Bivol has informed the WBC he's vacating his light heavyweight title ahead of tomorrow's scheduled purse bid for his ordered fight with David Benavidez. Bivol plans to proceed with an Artur Beterbiev trilogy fight, according to the letter obtained by The Ring.
Wow.
That was on DAZN Boxing. So
he beat Beterbiev last time.
yep,
Right, to take that
Beterbiev
belt.
beat him the first time. I thought Bivol did, but he didn't. Beterbiev won the first time. Bivol won the second time. Both were amazing fights, and obviously he's going, let's do the trilogy. The money's
That's
there.
good to hear.
Everyone will be pumped.
He's making the decision
yeah,
himself.
so it won't be for undisputed, but the both of them have won that off each other now.
It's
so
for resume.
it's more
Yeah.
it's more like that's the fight
Personal
to make.
pride, yeah.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. You love to see
and
it.
then fuck it, whoever's got the other belt, then the winner can just fight that and get it again.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Good on him.
So yeah, that's boxing, bruh.
Good stuff.
And
good stuff.
a bit more Biff and UFC. Fucking fire up!
Oh, this is... You and I spoke about this last week.
Oh.
And that when you're watching Volk fight, it's not like your standard
Nah.
Australian... Like, not even just Aussies, but just normal UFC cards where you're like, come on, get him, yeah. You're up shadow boxing with him.
I'm watching him like I was watching you guys when you were in the ring at
Yeah.
the
It's
Royale
like, you
last
know,
year,
the
you
movie,
and Gropes and that, when you're sort of just pacing going,
What's he going to do? Oh, fuck.
Yeah,
like, you
yeah.
know the movie Real Steel? Hugh Jackman, the one where he's controlling the boxer.
Yeah,
Did you
yeah.
watch that like years ago? That's how I feel. Like I'm trying to control Volk, standing around in the fucking Harvey
Beck's
Road
got a
tab.
video of me in one of our old, remember when he got put in that lock in the choke from fucking Ortega?
Yes,
and
Ortega,
he,
that's
he
right.
was
He
getting
slipped
out.
out.
Beck's got a video of me. I'm pushed back in the couch, like hiding me,
Trying to fucking
like this.
hide your chin.
Yeah, going, "Yeah!" like this. and I'm like, fuck
you
off,
can't
Beck.
help it.
Filming me in
Yeah.
a vulnerable state of
This is-
Volk fighting.
It's one of your most vulnerable states.
It is.
when Volk fights.
It's so you don't care what you look like when Volk
Fuck
fights,
no.
or what you sound like. You just want him to win because you love him.
You just love him.
Well, you do. And he is headlining this weekend against Diego Lopez. Let's just get to the lead-up fights first, just quickly. Dominic Reyes is opening the pay-per-view up against Nikita Krylov. I don't really know much about Nikita Krylov. Obviously, Reyes lost in that fucking very close fight to Jones. which is
Arguably one of the fights
arguably
that he
one,
lost, yeah.
So that one's to open it up. Then this one, man, I'm pumped for this. Bryce Mitchell versus... What's it again, Quinn? Jean Silva.
I hope Silver fucking...
Me too, man.
Batches this
Bryce
bloke.
Mitchell. I played it on the Alpha Like show. This clip of Bryce Mitchell talking, saying, "My Christian brothers, please pray for me."
He's a
Pretty
shit
much,
human.
he's been having bad nightmares. So that to him is the devil coming in on him, and he needs people to pray. And it's just like, bro, that's just called a bad dream, man.
He's got some...
We all get him.
We're not a political podcast or a religious podcast, but some of his views are well known as his...
I really hope he gets drilled.
I just hope that he is asleep on the canvas.
But he does entertain me being so weird, like, and so tripping. Like,
Yeah, he's not just your
him
average
being there.
Joe.
I just laugh and go, "Oh, this cunt."
You're pathetic. I
fucking
can't wait
hell.
to see you get slept.
So that'll be a good. I'm looking forward to watching that.
Yeah.
And then we go to Rodriguez against Patricio Pitbull. So Pitbull coming from Bellator, I'm pretty sure,
Mm-hmm.
and 36 wins, 7 losses. Very
Wow.
experienced fella. And Rodriguez, great person to put him up against because obviously Volk beat him and
Yeah.
he's not like the top, but he is right at the fucking top and he's
Yeah.
such an unorthodox striker. So a great bloke to put him up against. If Pitbull beats Rodriguez straight up, he's in the top few contenders
you
of
can just
featherweights.
walk
then.
straight into that.
Yeah, so really looking forward to that. And then this next one is fucking mouthwatering. Michael Chandler versus Paddy Pimblett.
That's going to be a great biff.
Yeah,
These
man.
two motherfuckers are going to sell the fuck out of it in the press conferences and everything too.
So what's your thoughts here straight away?
I think Chandler 2 or 3 years ago,
Mm.
I think he wins it and he wins convincingly.
Yeah.
But I think Paddy coming up, not that the UFC is definitely going to be better off if Paddy wins this. I'm not saying that they're going to rig it, but I think there's just so much riding here and Paddy can't lose this one. I think he's building his brand and everything and he's going to be the one to take this.
I would rather see Paddy win purely because I think there's more entertainment and more for the sport
Exactly,
if Paddy
yeah.
wins the stage of his career that he's at because it opens up then all the big fights in that division. He's finally past that point of people doubting him and now he's
And a
fighting
breath of
all
fresh
the
air
contenders.
too. Because if Chandler wins this, he comes back to in sort of contention. You're like, just...
But however, bro, fucking Michael Chandler has fought
he's a
the
dog.
best cunts in that division,
Yeah.
and every time he's had him in a bit of trouble. Didn't he go 5 rounds with Charles?
He did
Not
last
long
time.
ago.
Yeah, he did the big fucking.
And see, this is the
axe
thing for me,
slings.
right? Paddy Pimblett, known for submissions and that. If Chandler can get through Charles Oliveira without getting submitted,
Yeah, one of the best
then
wrestlers.
you got to go, how good is Paddy? Because Oliveira is one of the best
Yep,
submission artists in the UFC. And
Paddy's
that's not
gonna-
even my
yeah.
opinion. That's fucking a fact.
it is.
So-
Game plan wise, Paddy's gonna have something different, surely.
So I sort of go, yeah, it's such a weird one. But I feel like Chandler is way overs. So you look at the odds on Neds at the moment.
how much is he getting?
Chandler is $2.25 and Pimblett is $1.64.
Really? I
And
thought that
just
might be a
think-
bit closer.
I just think just punting wise and value, Paddy Pimblett from when he first started, like there's always commentators saying he leaves his chin
Yeah.
up in the air and that. And I'm like, dude, Chandler hits like a fucking brick shit out.
Fuck, man. Remember that? Was it Tony Ferguson that he did that front kick?
Oh,
and just like
yeah.
mauled his face in
It was
half.
filth. So
He's got that power.
I hope Pimblett wins, and I think maybe he could be a favourite or whatever. But I just think that's pretty off compared to how close I think they should be.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I reckon it should be closer.
very
than that too.
exciting fight, man.
That
I'm
will be
pumped.
good. That's
Pumped
not even
for
our
it.
fucking main card.
And
either.
then here we go, Volk
the big one.
versus Diego Lopez.
I think obviously you want Volk to win, but I need Volk to win. Otherwise, I don't know if I can take it.
No, I don't know if I can either.
So I've got a bit of a 21st Sunday sesh
Hmm.
on Sunday. So we're starting watching the UFC into a bit of a late one Sunday Sunday night, few beers. But I will be going home if Volk loses because I'll be in tears. I don't know if I can take it. I
What's
think
your
we'll all
what's
go
your
home.
predictions?
Volk by points, I think.
Me too.
The only way Lopez is going to win is if he sleeps him early in the second round or something.
I agree with you.
If Volk can outlast and get to that third, fourth, fifth,
Yeah.
I don't think Lopez is built for it.
Yeah, well, I don't think he's not built for it. I just think Volk is that seasoned to 5-round fights.
Yeah,
And he's
that's all
that
he knows.
experienced, and he's had such a good amount of time off to get his head clear, get that shit out of him. I think he's content with his life out of the UFC now.
Yeah.
He's built himself a thing where there's nothing to worry about if he doesn't fight anymore.
Yeah.
He's built himself a platform
Whereas
where
that
he's
used to be a problem for him.
Yeah.
He had said that if he's not in camp or if he's not training for a fight,
now
like
he's got the
loses
farm,
it.
he's got cooking with Volk, he's got all this stuff that he's really happy with and doing.
Yep.
So I'm stoked for him outside of the UFC, which I think only does good things for him here because
Yeah.
he's not fighting under any pressure of what are you going to do if you
He
fucking
doesn't have
lose.
anything to lose this time. Yeah.
So I just think he gets, hopefully, it's going to be a stressful first and second round for
I'll
me.
be standing up
Yeah.
the whole 5
But
rounds.
if he can get away from Lopez and that fucking just chaos,
Yeah.
I just feel like he gets 3, 4, and 5. And,
Weather
and
the
just
storm and
outworks
he gets him.
So
or he
that's-
could come out here and just fucking sleep.
yeah,
Lopez,
or do that, brother.
which would be.
I'd be happy with that.
I would be pretty.
happy with that.
I'd be content.
But
I guess
but I'm going Volk by points, and you're getting
Yep.
$3.25. For
that is a great shout.
I just think I really
that
like that.
into Rabbitohs head to head.
Oh. But yeah, so anyway, I'm going Volk by points.
Yep.
What a card.
That is
I will be
mouth-watering.
watching the absolute fuck out of that.
If here's a bit of a hypothetical for you, if they like, in a very hypothetical sense, said, "Hey Tom, would you rather keep the UFC on Sunday Ave, or do you want it to be 7:30 Saturday night? Would you rather it to be when you're on the piss and you're getting up and about, or do you? Because personally, I think I'd rather keep it on the Sunday Ave. 'Cause sometimes Saturday nights can be a bit jam packed.
Yeah.
Sunday Ave, it's like, you know what? I'll clear out Sunday Ave. I'm not going to have much on. I'm going to relax and I'm going to watch the UFC.
See, it depends
I
if you-
love
yeah.
it on a Sunday.
Yeah,
man.
me too. I really enjoy it on a Sunday. It just depends though. Sometimes Saturday night you put the kids in bed and you've got it just to yourself at
Yeah,
home.
true.
Sometimes a Sunday Ave, it's a bit unless you
on.
go somewhere else.
It's a problem I don't have just yet.
But Sunday Aves are great. Sunday is
Yeah,
great
it
because
is
you can
awesome.
put something like that's when I normally like make the excuse of cooking something, or you might eat out or something
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
true.
It's a good time. Saturday or Sunday, either one. I'm fucking happy with that. Middle of the week, fuck off.
yeah.
Fuck off.
Hopefully that never gets introduced into UFC.
No. But anyway, very exciting, mate.
Fucking oath.
I'm stoked, and just like you said, it's exciting because I don't normally get this fired up for some other bloke to fight or
Yeah.
something, but Volk's different.
Yeah, the first time that I really felt like have the Volk effect was when he fought Islam. And while I was at the pub, and everyone, like, you were obviously there. So
I didn't have a voice.
That was heightened by 1,000. And I'm at the pub in Gladstone, and everyone is walking around just fucking shadowboxing and shit. And everyone's arms around each other when he's getting, like, that final knockdown, I guess you could say, in the fifth.
And
like,
he's standing over the top of him, just fucking raining.
You just love it.
Down.
And just the thing with combat sports and, like, sports where it's just single player, the Aussies, when you're getting around just one person and everyone's getting around it all together, united, regardless if your footy team's different or your AFL team's different, you're all backing this one bloke, this little fucking bull terrier, to get in there and sleep this bloke and get his belt back.
Yeah.
It's
if any
awesome.
of you cunts, like, and when I say cunts, I'm talking to Australians. Mm-hmm. If any of you are going for Lopez, fuck off.
Yeah, that's...
You know what I mean? Surely it can't happen.
There would be a few people who are trying to be like, yeah, bro, you know, I'll watch UFC Lopez like he's my man.
Shut up.
They're just trying to be that guy.
Shut the fuck up, man.
Trying to be different. Yeah. Cheer on your boy.
No one wants to hear it.
No.
No one wants to hear your opinion if it is other than ours.
Yep.
That is Volk's winning.
Yep. Because
we got to manifest it.
Correct opinion to have as an Australian.
Fuck off if you have another one. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. We don't want to hear it.
So on that note, good on you, Volk. Hope you fucking take it out, brother.
Fucking oath.
Motorsports, just quickly, like I said.
That was tame.
Yeah, just because there's not much to say. It was just like, saw some cool cars, saw some cool bikes, did some drifting.
I don't know if there was any F1 or anything over the weekend. I'm also not going to report because I don't care.
Yeah, Groper will.
Sorry.
Next week when he comes back.
It, yeah.
But let me just say, though, I know why those people do what they do, the drifting things. That was fun as fuck.
Fuck, it would have been a real adrenaline rush.
And, mate, everything that we saw down there was lawnmower racing at the Speedway. Those cunts have shortened spines. Fucking, they were getting into their work. And it was great stuff. And, and the wrestling thing,
Yeah, do you want to dive in that?
Nah, not really. It'll just be, it's just negative.
It'll just fire you up.
Yeah, it's just negative.
Just disgust you.
It's weird. Yeah. So we won't do that. And weird sport of the week. I had a little bit of a look this week and I was starting to sort of scrape the barrel. And I think instead of pushing it to the point of just having one for the sake of it, I'm just going to have a bit of a look. And if I find one, I'll tell you. If you've got one, send it through to the RLC or the Reggies page directly. Mm-hmm. And if we got one worth saying, we'll do it.
Exactly.
But this week I was like, yeah.
Well, we said from the start that if we can't find one, we don't need to do it because when you're looking for something like a weird sport, it loses its value.
Yeah,
whereas you want the weird sport to find you.
Exactly.
You want it to come to you and you go, oh, that's perfect for the
weird.
show.
That's a weird sport.
I'm so weirded out right now. You don't look at a sport and go, it's all right.
Yeah.
Because it's not weird. That's an all right sport of the week.
That's right.
It loses its value.
Exactly. But, have you got anything else, mate, before we get to the captain?
Thing, just for a few golf lovers out there, and I know Gropes would definitely speak about it too, is the Masters this weekend. It kicks off Thursday night here in Oz. And even if you're not a massive fan of golf, try and watch a bit of it on KO or Foxtel because for the traditionalist and people like Gropes will agree, this is the absolute pinnacle of professional golf. The beautiful course they got at Augusta. The only major that is at the same course every year. The coveted green jacket. I love to see it. I love the whole week and the vibe it has around it. It's such a cool fucking spectacle.
Yeah.
So you're going to see it's always a tough course. It's always good to see some of the big names battling it out. This is
that's awesome.
One of the only times a year where you're seeing all the big names from LIV and PGA Tour combining.
Together.
So it really answers that question. Like, the greatest players, some of the greatest players haven't won at Augusta.
Yeah.
And some blokes have.
So who have we got any odds out on?
We've got odds on Neds. I've like the obvious favourite, and I think Ned's having his favourite is Scotty Scheffler. He'll be hoping to get his third jacket in 4 years. And he definitely can, but this is one of his worst starts to a tour year. Well, comparing to last year and how fucking remarkable that was. Rory McIlroy winning the Players definitely boosted his confidence. He's looking to finish the Grand Slam. Minwoo Lee, your boy, what do you call him? Max
Woo Bruce.
Max Woo Bruce. He could be thereabouts. Who knows? But I'll take...
So Scotty Scheffler, 550.
Yeah.
Rory, 750.
Yep.
Bryson DeChambeau, 14.
He's well in there as well, yeah. There's a lot of LIV players that you kind of think fly under the radar, and then they just really heat up around major time, including Brooks Koepka as well. But I'm going to take a stab, and it is an absolute fucking stab, and say that Rory wants to. I think he'll complete the Grand Slam because that's what I want to see.
Yeah. Which is fine
it's based
sometimes.
off- yeah.
That's the whole point of sport.
And in a sport like golf, when you're just backing an outright winner, just go for who you want to see because some bloke could come out and shoot 10 under and the bloke you think will win won't even make the cut.
Yeah.
But
Rory, has he won yet?
so he hasn't won the Masters, no.
Cool.
So he's won US Open, PGA Championship, and the British Open. So those are the 3 other Masters, and he's looking to complete his Grand Slam.
Oh, beautiful.
So this could be the big moment for him.
Let's go, Rory.
If I was a betting man, though, I'd be back in Ludwig Åberg, the Swede, to finish top 5.
Oh, yeah.
I think he'll be in and thereabouts. And with the Neds app, you're getting $4.40 for that.
Yeah, righto.
So I love having a stab at the Masters and doing top 5s, top 10s.
Yeah.
Who you think's going to win? Have a little bit of a play because
I might have a bit of a play too on the punch show.
if you look at a name and you like it, you back it because this is a tournament where anyone and everyone can fucking win it.
We should get one just for this week. We'll talk to the great and powerful one, of course.
Yeah,
but
as you sit in his great and powerful chair.
Just farted on it again.
There's number 2.
But we should do everyone to pick their have a Masters bet.
I reckon this
week.
is definitely the toughest golf bet of the year.
Just have one bet on the Masters.
Yeah. Everyone take a stab. Bit of a listener exclusive.
Well, we'll have to let them know directly after this so we don't go past the contract.
Well, there's hierarchy steps we've got to follow. So we've got to perform a document for Big G.
Yeah.
Forward it through to him. And then, he'll do his check
he'll
over
fax
the
it to the old boys.
Yeah, fax it to the old boys. Maybe a couple pigeons might, get it up to Keto and Bowen.
Sounds good.
And then we'll let you know.
We should have a crack at that.
I like that idea a lot. Great shout.
Yeah.
I think that's all I've got for leading in this weekend and covering last weekend, but who helps bring this show, Tom?
Mate, Captain of the Week brought to you by Country Trucker Caps, CTC. Head to thecountrycompanies.com to cop one of the designs that Knuckles has got, or countrytruckercaps.com to design your very own. It's a great setup there. They're great people. They've supported us from the fucking start of this show, and they continue to do so. Jace, who are you thinking, mate?
This is a bit left field, and it was one of those ones where I was, scouring through the footy, AFL, everything over the weekend. Nothing really stood out, but one thing did, and it's punt related, and it's off our punt show.
Yep.
But if you are a follower and listener of the punt show, for the first time in our show's history, we backed the winner for the dart and our greyhound. So our 2 little novelty segments that we like to do. Summer Quinn got up, and then for our dart,
Ned's dart of the week.
Hughesy. Old Hughes got up for the win as well. So,
beautiful.
Mate, 2 from 2 in those segments. So, us.
Yeah, sweet.
Us.
We'll just keep the hat.
Hughes,
Quinn, everyone.
Big G, everyone that's
Neds,
in here.
us.
Neds. That's Captain of the Week. A bit of a collective effort for, making history, I guess.
Well, look, I'm not going to argue with that.
No.
We don't have to send
any chance to pump ourselves
We
up.
don't have to send nothing out to anyone.
No,
so that's
we've
good.
got plenty of our own. We'll fucking send ourselves one.
Sounds good, mate.
Beautiful.
Well,
anything else from you, mate, before we
Mate,
go?
I think that's it. Just let's all get around fucking Volk this weekend. It should be a ripper. Ripper
Fucking
for
oath.
sports. And you'll hear from us fucking on the Punch Show
You
on
will.
Friday.
Friday morning. We'll chat to you then.
Yeah.